pleasure to millions of music lovers.
So for today's look, using the RawBeautyKristi palette, I think I'm gonna go for something kind of rainbow in a way. So I think I'm gonna start with like the dark blue and go into the greens, into the purples, and into these orangey tones for my eye look today, and then maybe have like a green shade or one of the Super Shock shadows on my lid. I've got my eyeshadow base on, so I think I'm gonna take a pointed packing brush, and I'm gonna pack the shade P&W on my outer corner. I really want to do like a feathered out look, so I'm gonna take a more tapered brush, like this one, long and tapered brush, and I'm gonna take the tiniest bit of that, and I'm gonna start to wing it out. Next, I'm going to take a little bit of the shade Emerald City, and I'm going to put that next to the shade and kind of do the same thing to blend it out. I'm going to pack it in my crease first, then clean off my brush, take a little bit of Emerald City, and just blend out the edges. So you want to blend with your eye the way it naturally sits, but then because I have so many creases in my eyes, I also have to do this. I also have to raise my eyebrows and blend in there so that when my eyes are closed, it doesn't look patchy or unblended. I really like the way these green shades look and the way they're blending out, so I think I'm gonna stick with those on the rest of my top lid, and on the bottom I'm gonna go in with the warmer tone colors. Now I'm gonna take the shade Fiddlehead and pack that into the inner part of my crease. So far I'm really loving these shades. This palette kind of reminds me of the Subculture palette, but kind of one that people like. Does that make any sense? Like, Subculture was talked about so much, and it had these like not like puke green, but like these kind of green tones and blue tones and gold tones in it. But the problem was nobody liked the formula, so I feel like here it is again, but a more affordable price with a better formula. I think what I'm gonna do is take the tiniest bit of Chanterelle on a clean, fluffy brush, and I'm gonna use that shade to really blend everything out. Sorry if there's a lot of noise in the background. My siblings are home from college this week, and my brother likes to listen to podcasts really loud everywhere he goes. Really dark blues and greens are always going to be hard to blend out, but I feel like these eyeshadows were really blendable and honestly really easy to work with. So I'm really happy with them so far. For my first lid shade, I'm going to go in with Evergreen and just place that all over. No fancy cut creases today or anything. I'm not in the mood for that. There's that lid shade. Now I'm gonna go in with the Super Shock shadow in the shade Like a Moss, and I'm gonna put that in the center of my lid just to add a pop of color. And brighten up the eyeshadow a little bit. So So I'm not gonna go in with winged eyeliner today, but I am gonna take the shade Let It Rain, and I'm just gonna pack that on my lash line. This shade does have like little micro glitters, which I am not the biggest fan of, but once the shadow's on your lid, like you can't really see them. It's like that with most Colourpop eyeshadows that have the micro glitters in them. Once you put the shadow on your lid or like blend it out, you can't even tell that it had glitter in it to begin with. So I'm gonna put on some lashes and then do my face makeup since there's no face products in this collection. And then I'll be back to show you the rest of the makeup. All right, now I have my face on and I'm going to go back into the palette. And for my lower lash line, I'm going to really smoke out some of the warmer colors. I'm gonna take the shade Rainier and focus that on the outer portion of my eye. Then I'm going to take this flat, sort of fluffy brush and take Chanterelle, beautiful shade, and just smoke it out and connect it to the shade I have applied above it. I'm also going to bring the shade into the inner corner a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit of the Shadow Mycelium. I'm just going to apply that kind of in the middle of my lower lash line. For the inner corner, I'm gonna go in with the shade Olympic, and I'm just gonna put that, use my finger, and dab that in there. For my lower lash line, I'm gonna take the Marigold liner. For the upper lash line, I'm going to take the liner in the shade Spare Time, spelled like the herb, and I'm just going to apply that on my upper lash line. So this is the finished eye look. I really like the way that it turned out. I think it looks beautiful. For my lips today, I'm going to start off by lining my lips with the Colourpop BFF lip liner. This is a classic. These are the two glosses in the collection. You have the shade Glacier and the shade Wildflower. And I think for today, I'm gonna go in with Glacier. Alright, so here is the finished look. I think it turned out really good and I'm happy with the way that it looks. So the first thing that I want to go over is the eyeshadow palette, and I will just say that I am very pleased with how this eyeshadow performed. I think it's one of Colourpop's better formulas. You would think that they'd be hard to blend because they're such pigmented dark colors and cool tones are a little bit harder to formulate, but they're so easy to blend out. They're very buttery, they're very pigmented, and I just think they're all really great. I also really love the color story that she went with. I feel like it's great for fall, and there's so many different looks that you can do with this palette. You can do a warm tone look, a cool tone look, you can do a bit of both. There's so many options with this eyeshadow palette. 10 out of 10 on the eyeshadow palette. I think it's great. It'll definitely be one that I reach for a lot. And it honestly does not look like a lot of things that I have in my collection. It's different enough to where I want to keep it around and I want to reach for it. So next I want to talk about the Super Shock eyeshadows. These are great. Super Shock eyeshadows are always great. Really can't go wrong with a Colourpop Super Shock shadow. They're always amazing, super blendable, super creamy, and as long as you close them really tight, they last a really long time. Next thing we have in the collection are the cream gel liners, and again, 10 out of 10 on these. I actually feel like they're a little bit creamier than the other ones that Colourpop has come out with. I also just love these shades. This brown is a really beautiful warm brown. The green is beautiful. I don't have any greens like this. And the yellow is also gorgeous. It's very vibrant, very beautiful. And I love all three of them. The last thing that I wanted to talk about were the Luxe glosses. The Luxe lip line from Colourpop is one of my favorite lip lines ever. I love the Luxe Velvet. The Luxe lip glosses are amazing as well. They're not uncomfortable on the lips, but they stay there a long time and they have a great shine. Both of these shades are really beautiful. I feel like they'd work well on any skin tone. I especially love the shade Glacier because of how it looks on the lips, and it's just like so sparkly and reflective and just makes your lips look so glossy. So that is the entire Raw Beauty x Colourpop collection. I'm really enjoying these products so far. I'm happy I bought them. And I think when it goes back in stock in December, you guys should buy it too. It's really great. I think it's some of the best products that Colourpop has come out with in a really long time, and they come out with a lot of products. So if you pick this up, I totally recommend it. And yeah, I just really enjoyed playing with these products today, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching me try them out. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
Joy and pleasure to millions of music lovers.